why I am so incredibly proud to be here today, and to introduce you to my mother, Chrystia Freeland.
Et bonjour, chers amis libéraux! Thank you so much, Subin, mon cher Stéphane, the big Mark, for your kind words. And thanks so much to all of my caucus colleagues who are joining us here in person and virtually. And to my children, Halyna and Alban, I love you guys so much, and I'm really grateful. My name is Chrystia Freeland. Running to be leader of the Liberal Party and the next Prime Minister of Canada. To fight for Canadians, and a little bit of banging is not going to get in my way. And it's not going to get in our way, is it, either? If you want to stand up to Donald Trump, and I'm going to do that, you can't let a little bit of noise bug you, can you? Won't, right? Alors, je m'appelle Chrystia Freeland. Et je me présente pour devenir chef du Parti libéral et pour devenir la prochaine première ministre du Canada. I was finishing my studies, Soviet communism started to collapse. It was an incredible and inspiring time in the world. I traveled east to tell that story. I covered the fall of the Soviet Union, the rise of Putin, the oligarchs. I covered presidents, CEOs, and even a few plutocrats along the way. I had a great career, so much better than I could ever have imagined as a little girl in Peace River. But no matter where my recording took me, Canada was always home. And I got really worried by what I saw Stephen Harper and Pierre doing to our country. So in 2013, I took a really big risk. I quit my job, I packed up my 3 kids, and moved back to Canada to run for the Liberal Party! I wasn't running then to be Prime Minister. I was running to be a member of parliament, an MP for a party that was in third place and being written off by many as on its way to extinction. I won, thanks to so many of the great people in this room. Thank you for 2013. Thank you for everything we did then. Thank you for everything that we have been doing ever since. Thank you, Liberals in this community. You are amazing. And when I did win, because I was there to serve you, my constituents, to fight for Canadians, and to help rebuild the Liberal Party. And I can promise you all, whether I win or lose this race, I am running in the next federal election. I know it's already working. Every other leadership contender needs to make that same commitment. Because in the coming election, the Liberal Party will need all hands on deck. In 2015, I moved from the backbenches into government. As trade minister, I delivered a trade deal with the European Union. More valuable today. I did, and that deal is more valuable today than ever. As foreign minister, I stood up to Donald Trump. I led the fight to save NAFTA and Canadian jobs, even when the Conservatives wanted me to back down. As finance minister, I stabilized the economy during the COVID recession. We brought inflation and interest rates down more effectively than any other country in the G7. And 50 years after Canadian women first started the fight, and thanks to the leadership of pioneering women in Quebec, I am so glad to have finally brought in $10 a day daycare across the board. These are accomplishments I'm proud of. These are accomplishments all Liberals should be proud of. But as a party, we need to recognize that today, Canadians want and need us to relentlessly focus on one thing: the economy. Canadians want good jobs, homes they can afford, and great care for their kids. They want a government that is as careful with Canada's money as Canadians are with their own. These bread and butter issues are more important today than ever because our country is facing what could well be an existential threat. Tomorrow, Donald Trump will be inaugurated as President of the United States. He has threatened to hit Canada with 25% tariffs on everything we sell to the US. He wants to steal our jobs and drive away investment. He has spoken clearly and repeatedly about making our Canada the 51st state And he's threatened to use economic coercion to do so.
You have to stop him.
Yeah, that is absolutely right. We do have to stop him, and we will. So here's my promise. If you choose me to become leader of the Liberal Party and Prime Minister, I will lead a true Canadian response to the threat we now face. We will be united. We will be strong.
Yes.
We will be smart. And that's why we will win. I will unite every province and territory, business leaders and working people, and Canadians from every walk of life and of every political conviction. I did it during NAFTA. I did it during COVID. And I will do it again. This is the lesson of the peace country. When it's 40 below, every man is your friend, and you don't lock your cabin door. When we play as Team Canada, we win. Unity is the first step. Next, we need to recognize this is a time for Canada to be strong. So, I have a message today for President Trump. We are your neighbor and your most important trading partner. You export more to Canada than to China, Japan, the UK, and France combined. Canadians and Americans are friends. We're often family. We are allies. We have fought shoulder to shoulder in 2 world wars, in Korea, in Afghanistan. We won't pick a fight with you. We don't want a fight with you. But if the fight comes to our door, remember, we love our country just as much as you love yours. Canada is not for sale, and our sovereignty is not negotiable. If you hit us, we will hit back. And I promise, if I'm Prime Minister, our response to illegal and unjustified tariffs will be dollar for dollar retaliation. If you force our hand, we will inflict the biggest trade blow that the United States has ever endured. Canada will not escalate. But if I am Prime Minister, Canada will never back down. And then there's Pierre. You know what the real problem with Pierre is? It's not that he's mean. We know that. It's not that he's a career politician. We know that. It's not that he doesn't have a plan. We know that too. The real problem with Pierre Poilievre, he is weak. He's afraid to fight back against people he admires. Sure, he's happy to dunk on the liberals on Twitter, but he will never stand up to Donald Trump. He can't even stand up to Danielle Smith. Make no mistake, if Pierre Poilievre is elected, he will be on the first flight to Mar-a-Lago to kiss the ring. He will bend down and sell us out. I have always fought for the things I believe in and for the people I care about. For my family. For your family. For Canada. As a student, I fought the KGB until they kicked me out of the Soviet Union. As foreign minister, I fought for Canadian jobs and Canadian businesses. As finance minister, I fought for Canadian families. And yes, as deputy prime minister, I fought back against the prime minister when I knew the time had come to put our country first. We need a battle-tested leader with the scars to prove it. Because the stakes for our beloved country are just too damn high. I've taken my share of slings and arrows over the years. And I am still standing. Because, you know what? I know how to fight, and I know how to win. We are all so lucky. We live in the greatest country in the world. A country where we work hard and where we look after our neighbors. A country where no matter what language you speak, or what you look like, or who you love, or what you believe in, or where you were born, every day represents a new opportunity. A proudly bilingual country. Spread across nearly 10 million square kilometers, unprecedented in its diversity, which has stayed together through world wars and trade wars, through unity crises and a global pandemic, and a country that has never met a challenge greater than our united Canadian spirit. What a gift it is to call our incredible country home. And at this critical moment, what a privilege it is to fight for it. To fight for Canadians. To fight for Canada. And so today, we are calling on each of you, on every Liberal, in every corner of our great country, to join our team. We need your help to make calls, to knock on doors, to talk to your friends and your family and your neighbors, to show them that we are the party that is ready to fight for them. The party that is ready to fight for you. That is ready to fight for Canadians. And that is ready to fight for Canada. You're ready to fight, aren't you? That is so great. That is so great. We are ready to fight, aren't we? Yeah. And so, with your help, we are going to fight. Yeah. And we are going strong and free. We are so proud to be Canadian. And because we're Canadian, and we know that when we are united, nothing and no one can stop us. Join us. Join the fight.
Yeah.